welcome back to another episode. We are in the starter base once more because we are going to look at my board here that I have shown you a couple of times before. And as you probably know, if you watched the last episode, we finished with the End Hub. It was the last project in the sort of chain of farms and projects that I had to go on. So now we can actually just destroy everything, and I just destroyed a little bit too much. What was it that was on that space? Oh, I remember. We're going to put in... renovation. There. So, ocean monument renovation, and I just have to be a little bit more careful when I remove all of these. So, back to there and back to here. Of course, we're going to move all of these new projects that I have going on the side here because that one goes full. And I also decided to actually color them since I noticed on videos that it's very hard to read this black text on this font or something like that. So hopefully you guys can see a little bit better what are in store for us when we look at some of these things. And sadly, or not sadly maybe, this thing, the Ocean Monument renovation, is the one thing we're going to focus on today. I've already prepared the whole project because, as usual, I have gone into my creative world and I have made a new mock-up or a schematic for my new ocean monument, but we need to find one, or rather we need to renovate one and kill all of the Elder Guardians and everything like that. We're going to need a lot of white stone we have in here, and also we're going to need a lot of white concrete that I have in some of these boxes over here. Yeah. So you can see a lot of items that are needed, and all of these are filled with stone because they are going to turn into stone bricks, and it's going to be the sort of barrier between the water and the rest of the ocean monument, because we are going to drain one. We're not going to use the water inside. We're going to drain it so we don't get any pesky guardians or anything spawning inside of there. So to begin with, I hope I have a space for these boxes, or maybe I can just get them later on. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys where we're actually going to be instead and first, and I timed that very well. Okay, so here we have our starter island. We are not very, I am not very used to being up here, except when I forgot to actually set my spawn point down in the caves below and I spawn up here, because there is where we spawn in the first place. Here is the old starter house and everything. And over there you can see something appearing. There is the Ocean Monument, our guardian farm. And I have the very, very big fortunate thing with this seed that a little bit further away from this guardian farm that I have here, or the guardian temple, I believe it should be there. Just a little bit further away we have another ocean temple, and this is going to be our build site for today. It's a little bit dark here, but I want to keep my distance because otherwise we're going to have a lot of guardians, or either elder guardians that I need to kill here as well, because this is not going to be easy. So this is where our build site is going to be. I need to take care of the elder guardians first, and then we'll see how much progress I've made on the project before I turn into you guys again. A big change has happened over here, and as you can probably see, we have the ocean monument just below us here that are completely empty out of water, and also the whole cylinder here that we have are also completely empty of water, except for the small parts that you can see over there. Of course, those are just going to get covered up by some grass blocks later on. And here we have everything that I have done. We have this small platform that I made. We have the everything like nether portals here as well, so I could dry out the sponges easier. And it has taken a lot of time, a lot of time, because it takes time to actually dry out these things. I have placed a lot of sand as well. That's why we have all of these blocks here. Once I placed in all of the stone blocks, then it was just to fill these up with sand and get that, and use some pistons and everything to fill this in very easy in a sort of grid pattern, and then just going down into the holes that was made and sponge up everything, and then go back and do it again. And of course, I have lit up a little bit down here, so no mobs can spawn right now. I did discover, though, that this is going to be a slime heaven as well, because we have a slime chunk here. And I don't know if what I should do to how to prevent that. I'm going to try and get to know where exactly the slime are spawning, and maybe we can spawn proof that or something like that. But now we have the even bigger task, and I'm just going to land there. The bigger task of actually removing the whole monument, because I'm not going to keep anything of this. The only exception would be some of the prismarine blocks in the floor base of everything, but that's just the randomized pattern, so it's not going to be easy. So I'm going to remove the whole monument and then build it up again in the same sort of design. We're going to remove some of the blocks, but we are going to use other blocks, for example, white concrete and skull blocks. And I think I'm going to time lapse the removal of the whole thing. Otherwise, we're going to see each other once everything has been removed and I have started building. Okay, so we are back with some changes to this place. Looks a lot nicer now when we have demolished the whole temple, and this sort of outline has been built inside of here as well. This is the sort of stance where the Guardian Temple had its legs before, and it's going to be used in the same way, because I am actually going to place the actual temple on the same spot. The entrance is also on the same way, and by this entrance that I have here, we're also going to have a nether portal that's going to go around here in this size almost. I think it's almost the same size at least. And also we have the skulk veins here. It's looking a little bit like some sort of eruption. And my idea for this place, rather than it having, when it's done, it's sort of going to be I don't know, not really magical, that's the wrong thing to say, but some eternal place or something, some place that you can't get through regular means, and that's why we have this sort of down below in the water type of thing. I have some idea maybe to put some sort of dome around here or something, I don't know yet, but we're going to keep that for later on. Right now, I need to start by building up the temple. And with some editing magic, we have a full temple right here. It's not yet done, but a lot of details that's gone into it, and the main bulk of the whole thing is finished. And as you can probably see, you see all of the details that you can find inside of a regular Guardian temple, but we have all of the other stuff, or Ocean Monument if you want to be technical about it. So to begin with, we have these leaves going here. Before there were these pillars here putting up the whole temple. We have the entrance here that usually have these arches going over here, but I decided to remove those and just keep these sort of details, and then place in some more of the leaves, because those made a great contrast. And we also of course have these sculk blocks that's also a good contrast to this build. You can also see a little bit of the schematic going on there. We're going to place some more blocks later on. Then if we go up here, we have even more stuff going on, and the same pattern sort of repeats all until we get to the top here, where I placed almost all of my diamond blocks and 2 beacons. Since the Guardian or the Ocean Monument is actually even numbered structure, I had to use 2 beacons, and also I couldn't use a full 4 tier one, since that would have made the beacon base go outside of here somewhere. I didn't want that, it didn't look okay, so I decided to make it just 2 base and everything like that. And it's turning into nighttime, of course, so we need to sleep a little bit. And just a moment there, I just want to show off the floor as well. I think maybe I have shown it in a time lapse or not. I haven't gotten to that part yet in the editing process, but here we have the inside. This floor did take a lot of time because we have this generated randomness, so it takes, once you have, for example, placed these blocks, then I have to change over into diorite, and then we have to place down the calcite and then everything else. So a lot of stuff with the changing up everything. And I can also hear some mobs, so maybe I have to lit up this place a little bit more. For example, we can place one sea lantern over here, maybe one more spot somewhere else, because I thought that it would be okay in lighting up everything, but yeah. And then we of course we have these chambers that goes out here, and maybe we can use them in future projects, because we are not of course done here. We're going to do more stuff inside of here. That's going to be another episode though. But back to this place, like I said, I don't have everything in place yet. You can see here that we have some details in the nether portal that's going to go inside of here. We also have what I wanted to show here. We have a start of something that I wanted to place down, because this area was very flat and not much happening. So I decided to build 2 statues, very simple ones, but you are going to enjoy those things later on when they are finished. Okay, so we're standing in front of the finished product. The tridents, the statues are finished, and it looks so good, I think. Everything has been made here, and I really love this new design. They are very simple, they're not very complicated, but I really like them, and I love this view from the nether portal here, everything happening. And of course, we have all of this going around, and I still, yeah, I really love this place right now. We have some more details to put in, but that's good. That's going to be something else to do later on. Right now, I just need to sort of look at it and find it to look very nice. We have the magic and the glass going around, and that sounds so good towards this. And I really like that it's happening something in that flat surface that was there before. It's, yeah, I also did put some more else in front of the entrance. I had some more quartz blocks because I found that they looked pretty okay. Something like tridents with very long prongs in the middle, or maybe something else, even faces you can see there. So maybe you see something else when you look at them. On the opposite side, we have the nether portal, a very nice design as well, and I just need to get up here a little bit and show you guys from up above because it looks pretty good from up there as well. And up there we have the nether portal, full of pigs of course, but we can still look at it and look at it rather okay. So what we can see here is that I have gone with putting in the same concrete in the same, and then I have tried to make the sculk blocks go a little bit like draping or cloth that you have put up above on these concrete prongs, that's or something that stands out there, and then we have the sculk blocks going over it and trying to look like cloth, I think, at least. And with that, I hope you have enjoyed the episode. Consider leaving a like or a comment on the episode, tell me what you liked about it, and maybe leave and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. We'll see each other in the next episode. Goodbye.